Thunderbolts. And yes, you'll notice an asterisk at the end of that title.
Oh, yeah.
That is the official title of the movie, is Thunderbolts with a asterisk. And we won't talk any more about that till after the movie comes out.
After Sony's flops with Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web, they're in a bit of a pickle. Meanwhile, Marvel's over here flexing with a lineup of confirmed movie release dates, expanding the multiverse saga across phases 5 and 6. Sony's decided to refocus on Spider-Man projects. A good call. No one needs another Madam Web misfire, including Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Since Avengers Endgame, superhero movies have shifted gears, and Marvel's multiverse saga, teased back in 2022, is still chugging along despite delays. Oh, and the Thunderbolts trailer? Chef's kiss. So let's break down the best Marvel movies dropping in 2025 and 2026. Captain America: Brave New World, February 14th, 2025. Captain America is gearing up for a new adventure, and it looks like things are getting heated, literally. In Captain America: Brave New World, General Ross is tapping Sam Wilson to assemble a new Avengers team, but there's more than just team building at play. Turns out, Carl Lumbly's Isaiah Bradley is caught up in a mysterious mind control plot aimed at assassinating the president. And guess what? Thunderbolt Ross, now played by Harrison Ford, is about to transform into the Red Hulk. Yup, you heard that right. Angry, red, and scorching hot Hulk is back in town. Marvel's pulling out all the stops with this one. Red Hulk's new ability to emit intense heat makes him a serious threat. Think molten sand, glass, the whole 9 yards. And he's got a power that no other Hulk has, which is pretty scary considering Hulk's roster includes She-Hulk, Abomination, and Scar. Plus, the leader is pulling strings behind the scenes, which just screams trouble for the MCU. The trailer already shows Sam Wilson going up against Red Hulk, trying to cool him down before he melts DC. That's no small task. Red Hulk's heat can make him stronger, but angrier also means weaker. It's classic Hulk versus Hulk action, something we haven't seen since The Incredible Hulk in 2008. I'm hyped to see how Marvel brings this iconic battle to life, especially with Bruce Banner itching to Hulk out again. Fighting Red Hulk could be the perfect excuse to bring back Angry Hulk with all his smashing glory. Plus, the latest trailer hinted that President Ross's transformation into Red Hulk will finally happen. No more teasing. Giancarlo Esposito is also joining the fray as Sidewinder, leader of the Serpent Society, and there's talk about adamantium and celestial materials making their debut in the MCU. Captain America: Brave New World is shaping up to be a wild ride, and I'm ready for some explosive superhero drama in 2025. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025. Marvel's Thunderbolts is set to hit theaters in 2025, marking the MCU's first movie focused on a villain team-up. This movie is going to bring together some of Marvel's most interesting villains and anti-heroes, and it's shaping up to be a wild ride. Let's get into it. Thunderbolts is hitting theaters a bit earlier than initially planned. It was originally set for a December 2024 release, but now it's swapped dates with the Fantastic Four, landing in May 2025. This change is sure to shake things up a bit, but it also means we're getting a sneak peek at this new team sooner than expected. So what's the deal with Thunderbolts? Unlike the Avengers, who are all about saving the world with a team of heroes, the Thunderbolts are made up of villains and antagonists from previous Marvel projects. They're coming together to take on a mysterious mission for the US government. It's a pretty cool twist to see these characters teaming up, and it's a nice change of pace from the usual superhero squad. One of the big questions is why CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine has been recruiting these morally ambiguous characters. We know she's been making some shady moves behind the scenes, and this film might shed some light on her motives. There's a lot of speculation about who we'll see in the lineup. Rumor has it that the Sentry and Red Hulk might make an appearance. At the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, it was revealed that Lewis Pullman's character is known as Bob, which could be a nod to the Sentry's real name, Robert Reynolds. Plus, Red Hulk's involvement is definitely a possibility, especially with the recent changes in the MCU's roster. The footage shown at San Diego Comic-Con also gave us some juicy tidbits about the plot. We saw that the US agent might have a child, which adds a new layer to his character. And if you're a fan of Yelena and Alexei from Black Widow, you'll be excited to know that there's a reunion between them in the film. Also, Bucky Barnes is shown in Congress, which could be a fascinating development considering his journey from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The mysterious asterisk in the title hints at some in-movie event or marketing twist that suggests the team's identity might be misunderstood by the public as Avengers, creating interesting dynamics throughout the film. Fans will have to wait until 2025 to find out more. The Fantastic Four: First Steps, July 25, 2025. Fox's previous attempts to bring Marvel's first family to the big screen were met with mixed reviews, first in 2005 and again in 2015. The Fantastic Four, one of the most iconic superhero teams, has had a rough history with movies, but hopes are high now that they're joining the MCU. We don't have a lot of plot details yet, other than the film is set in a 1960s New York from an alternate universe. However, the cast has been revealed. Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian will play Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby from the Mission Impossible movies will be Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things will star as Johnny Storm, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach will take on the role of Ben Grimm. Julia Garner from Ozark will appear as the Silver Surfer. Ralph Ineson from The First Omen will portray Galactus, and Natasha Lyonne, John Malkovich, and Paul Walter Hauser will play undisclosed roles. The film is directed by Matt Shakman, known for WandaVision, taking over from John Watts. Originally slated for May 2025, The Fantastic Four: First Steps has been moved to July 25, 2025. We're excited to see Marvel's first family finally make their MCU debut. This reboot promises to bring the classic superhero family into the modern MCU, setting them up for a pivotal role in the future of the franchise. Avengers Doomsday, May 1st, 2026. Originally titled The Kang Dynasty, Avengers Doomsday has been moved to May 1st, 2026, as the first of two Avengers films in Phase 6 of the MCU. This film is shaping up to be a game changer for the Marvel Universe, and there's a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. First off, you might remember that this movie was originally titled The Kang Dynasty. However, the title has been changed to Avengers Doomsday, reflecting a major shift in the film's direction. Initially, Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, was set to direct this Avengers film. Jeff Loveness, who wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was also on board to pen this script, but there have been some significant changes along the way. Cretton left the project in November 2023, and Michael Waldron, known for his work on Loki, took over the scripting duties. And here's where things get really interesting. Jonathan Majors, who was originally cast as Kang the Conqueror, has been replaced as the focal antagonist. In a surprising twist, Dr. Doom is now the main villain. This switch in villains explains the movie's new title. The 2024 San Diego Comic-Con revealed that Robert Downey Jr., who famously played Iron Man, will be stepping into the role of Dr. Doom. This news is huge, especially since Downey has been absent from the MCU since Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame. Seeing him return, albeit as a different character, is definitely going to stir up a lot of excitement. Dr. Doom is one of Marvel's most iconic villains, so having Downey take on this role adds a whole new layer of intrigue. Also confirmed at Comic-Con was the return of the Russo brothers to direct Avengers Doomsday and its sequel Avengers Secret Wars. The Russos, who directed Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, are returning to steer the ship for these two monumental films. Their involvement is a big win for fans, given the massive success and critical acclaim of their previous Avengers films. With them back in the director's chair, we can expect a grand epic scale for this new chapter. Their involvement is a significant boost, given their previous blockbuster successes, and fans are hopeful they can replicate the same epic storytelling and cinematic spectacle for this new Avengers chapter. Spider-Man 4 and new MCU trilogy, July 24, 2026. The post-credit scene in Spider-Man No Way Home teased the lingering presence of the Venom symbiote in the MCU, hinting that Peter Parker will face a new challenge in Spider-Man 4, struggling with the black symbiote suit. This sequel will also delve into whether Peter should reintroduce himself to his friends and girlfriend, who no longer remember him due to the multiverse shenanigans in No Way Home. Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi, will be taking the helm for Spider-Man 4. His past experience with high-octane action sequences in Shang-Chi, bodes well for the future of Peter Parker's adventures. The potential to bring over the same stunt crew and combat choreography could mean that Spider-Man 4 delivers the most thrilling action in the web-slingers MCU history. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin character is still very much a point of intrigue. In a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, Dafoe hinted that he might return to the role if the story is compelling enough. His portrayal as Norman Osborn in the original Spider-Man trilogy, which was a fan-favorite aspect, has left an indelible mark on audiences. The future of Norman Osborn remains uncertain, with the potential introduction of the Earth-616 versions of the Osborn family being an exciting prospect for the MCU. While Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios have not confirmed if they will continue bringing back actors from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man universes, Dafoe's openness to return keeps the door ajar for revisiting this iconic character. The film may also explore the dynamic between Peter and the Osborn family, possibly setting up new actors to take on these roles in the MCU. As 2024 ends, more updates are expected for Spider-Man 4, including plot details and casting announcements. Avengers: Secret Wars, May 7, 2027. Avengers: Secret Wars promises to bring together Earth's mightiest heroes and past Marvel characters from various franchises, marking a colossal crossover event. Avengers: Secret Wars is set to be the grand finale of the MCU's multiverse saga, wrapping up all the intricate threads spun throughout Phases 4, 5, and 6. Much like Avengers: Endgame was the climactic end to the Infinity Saga, this film will serve as a high-stakes conclusion to the multiverse saga. Expect a massive cast of characters coming together to face a new formidable threat. The film is expected to feature an ensemble of Marvel's biggest heroes. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, and other major players like America Chavez are anticipated to take central roles, but the excitement doesn't stop there. Robert Downey Jr. will be making a shocking return, but not as Iron Man. He's stepping into the role of Doctor Doom, which is sure to add a thrilling dynamic to the story. The Fantastic Four will also be involved, bridging the gap from their own film, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Returning faces like Falcon, Captain Marvel, Thor, and Loki are likely to appear, along with new characters introduced in the multiverse saga like Kate Bishop, Shang-Chi, and She-Hulk. Avengers: Secret Wars is slated for release on May 7, 2027. This date comes after the release of Avengers: Doomsday on May 1, 2026, setting up a direct lead-in from the events of the previous film. The Russo brothers, who directed Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame, are returning to helm both Avengers: Doomsday and Avengers: Secret Wars. Their involvement brings a lot of excitement, given their track record of crafting epic, emotionally charged narratives. As for plot details, they are still under wraps, but we have some intriguing hints. Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr.'s casting as Doctor Doom is a game-changer. The character's role will likely be central to the storyline, especially as the main villain in Avengers: Doomsday and a key player in Secret Wars. Battleworld. The storyline may draw heavily from the 2015 Secret Wars comic, where Doctor Doom creates Battleworld to reshape the multiverse. This could involve a split narrative where Avengers: Doomsday sets up the Battleworld and Secret Wars continues the story of the heroes fighting to restore the multiverse. Reboot possibilities. There's speculation that Avengers: Secret Wars might reboot the MCU universe, potentially allowing for recasting or bringing back characters who were previously written off. This would align with the comic storyline of resetting the status quo. Avengers: Secret Wars promises to be a monumental event in the MCU, blending characters from multiple phases and storylines into one grand narrative. With the Russo brothers back at the helm and an incredible cast lined up, this film is set to be a spectacular conclusion to the multiverse saga. As we move closer to the 2027 release, more updates and hints about the plot and returning characters are expected, setting the stage for one of the most ambitious MCU films yet. Blade, release date TBD. Blade has had a turbulent journey in the MCU, marked by delays, changes in directors, and rewrites that have made its future uncertain. Blade was originally supposed to come out in 2023, but the production hit some major snags. After losing its original director and going through a series of rewrites, the release date has been pushed back to November 2025. It was initially set for February 14, 2025, but it's now landing a bit later in the year. All these delays might sound concerning, but there's a silver lining. Marvel Studios has plenty of time to get things right and deliver a Blade movie that honors the character's long history on screen. Fans have been eagerly awaiting the return of this vampire hunter, especially with Mahershala Ali stepping into the role. Ali is an incredible actor, and there's a lot of excitement about how he'll bring Blade to life in the MCU. The movie's production challenges don't mean it's all bad news. In fact, these delays might have allowed the team to really refine the story and make sure they get it just right. Blade is a character with a rich history, and the team at Marvel is likely keen to do justice to that legacy. One of the cool things to look forward to is the potential introduction of the Ebony Blade. If you're not familiar, the Ebony Blade is a mystical weapon that's been part of Blade's lore, and it's a pretty big deal in the comics. Plus, there's speculation that Kit Harington's Dane Whitman might make an appearance. If you remember, Whitman had a brief voice cameo in Eternals, so it would be interesting to see if he pops up in Blade's world. Despite the production hiccups, the anticipation is high. Mahershala Ali's casting as Blade was met with a lot of excitement, and he's known for delivering powerful performances. With the movie now scheduled for November 2025, Marvel has ample time to perfect the film and make sure it's a standout entry in the MCU. As we await further updates, it's clear that Marvel is taking extra care to ensure Blade's solo film is as compelling and integrated as possible within the MCU's interconnected storytelling. Shang-Chi 2, release date TBD. In December 2021, Marvel Studios confirmed that a sequel to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was in development. Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of the first film, was set to return alongside star Simu Liu, who will reprise his role as Shang-Chi. It's also presumed that Awkwafina's character, Katie Chen, will be returning. However, with Cretton now attached to direct a new Spider-Man film, the status of Shang-Chi 2 is uncertain. The sequel is expected to continue the tradition of memorable fight scene choreography, mixing modern styles with classic wire fighting films. The original film left several plot threads unresolved, particularly regarding the origin of the Ten Rings and what the organization would do next under new leadership. Shang-Chi 2 is likely to address these questions and build on the established world of the first movie. The sequel may also expand on the Ten Rings' influence and legacy in the MCU, continuing to explore the rich lore introduced in the first film. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, release date TBD. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is the highly anticipated direct sequel to 2023's Across the Spider-Verse and the third installment in the Miles Morales animated Spider-Man franchise. The movie will continue Miles Morales' interdimensional journey as he navigates the multiverse, trying to save those he loves and discover his own path as Spider-Man. The film will feature the return of the main cast, including Shameik Moore as Miles Morales, Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, and Brian Tyree Henry as Jefferson Davis, alongside new and familiar Spider people. The sequel is part of Sony's larger animated Spider-Verse, which has been incredibly successful and spawned excitement for future films and spin-offs. While Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse was originally slated for a March 29, 2024 release, it has been pushed back. The delay is likely due to strike complications and to ensure the third movie provides a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy. The new expected release window seems to be within 2024 to 2025, aligning with Sony's strategy to deliver a high-quality, engaging conclusion to the multiverse-spanning saga. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.